You know, what I have found is a lot of people, like when they respond to this program, if they listen to me long enough, they realize, uh-oh, there's a cost to my relationship with God. And once they find out there's a cost, you know what a lot of people do? They go back to their easy believism, their easy religion that tells them, oh no, there's nothing, just raise your hand and invite Jesus into your heart. That's all you got to do to be saved. Just go to church for 45 minutes, and that's all you got to do to be saved. When they find out there's a cost, well, what is the cost? Well, how about unconditional surrender? How about giving up your sin? How about giving up that thing that you love? Yeah, called sin. How about overcoming sin? There's a cost to all of this. Yeah. You know, you've been led to believe that salvation is the easiest thing you will ever do. It's easier than sliding down a greased pole, you know, whatever. I mean, it's just the easiest thing. A fireman's pole is, you know, the easiest thing in the world you could do. Slide down. Okay, that's what you've been taught. That salvation is the easiest thing you will ever do. It's easier than choosing a college. It's easier than choosing a husband or a wife. It's the easiest thing. It's easier than starting your own business. It's the easiest thing you ever do. That's what you've been told all of your life. Now, if God wanted everybody to hear and see right now, everybody would see and hear. Look at Romans 11 and verse 5. Romans 11 and verse 5. Even so, at this present time also, there is a remnant according to the election of grace. Notice that. There's a remnant. God is calling a remnant right now, and it's all about according to the election, the choosing, the calling of a first fruit, the election of grace. Revelation 14 and verse 4 tells us, at the end of the Bible, it tells us, these are they which were not defiled with women. They are virgins. They are they which follow the Lamb wherever he goes. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits. There's the word again. The first fruits unto God and unto the Lamb. God is now calling a first fruit. So what have we learned so far? Well, we've learned in the Old Testament that there was a first fruit wave sheaf offering, that Jesus became that first fruit from the dead, the wave sheaf offering. We've learned that in the harvest of Israel, there was a first fruit harvest of the land, of the grain. And that represents that God is right now calling only a first fruit. We also learn in the Old Testament that there's a much later fruit harvest that comes later in the season. But right now, we're just dealing with the first fruits that God is now calling. We've also learned that Jesus became the first fruits from the dead. We discussed that. And that God is now calling a first fruit harvest. In the New Testament, we've learned that those whom God is now calling are referred to as the first fruits. James 1 and verse 18, again, of his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. And in the last book of the Bible, those who are with God in the first resurrection are referred to as the first fruits unto God.